Over the years, thousands of players have submitted their best clips. Impossible long shots, perfectly timed invasions, insane collateral kills, and moments that honestly shouldn't have ever happened. This episode is a celebration of the very best. For the next 2 hours, you'll witness some of the most impressive sniper kills, stealth plays, and battlefield moments ever captured in Sniper Elite. And as always, if you want a chance to be featured in the next Elite Clips episode, you can submit your clips using the link below. Now it's time to sit back, lock in, and enjoy the ultimate Elite Clips compilation. Shot through the looking glass. Paulo 74 Rio's always delivering hits on this channel, and once again, Paulo delivers. It starts with Carl spotting an enemy sniper on a distant bridge in Sniper Elite 4's Regolino Viaduct mission. Yeah, that scope glare is a dead giveaway. The distance makes it a pretty tough shot, and we can see that Paulo has to make some significant adjustments to account for the wind speed. The first shot unfortunately whiffs, but the second activates the kill cam we've all been waiting for. It shows the bullet enters the opposite end of the rifle scope, exits the eyepiece, and blasts through the target's head. We get the addition of glass fragments exploding from the scope to go with the blood and bone this time. That scope glare, man, it'll wreck ya every time. No scoped. Our next clip is a super quick one that was submitted by S4LT13TTVs. Oh, no, that's just Elite speak for salty. Anyways, it shows a competitive Sniper Elite 5 match, and our player here seems to have all the right moves. They're using their binoculars, they mark their target at about 180 meters, and then they pull out their rifle. Brave choice to pull out the rifle with no scope. You're telling me he's gonna do this with just iron sights? Yeah, right. There's no way he's gonna. Holy sniping mechanics. This is why I can't win in multiplayer. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Well, that's a killer clip. Now I understand why your name is Salty. Menace with a rocket launcher. Haha! Okay, this next clip is a kill on the previous player, Salty, submitted to us by Clintman's Clips. Come on, Clintman, make me feel better. And since we're limiting this episode to no scope shots or shots through a scope, this next clip technically falls into the no scope shot category because it's sniping with a Panzerfaust. The clip shows a competitive match in Sniper Elite 5, and it sounds like there's some friendly trash talking, some laughs, and then there's a single show of skill that leaves everybody absolutely flabbergasted. Ooh, that's a good word. While everyone else is having a laugh, Clintman plots his attack. He scans the horizon with his binos, tags his target, and then switches over to the Panzerfaust to line up the shot. Now, considering the target is over 200 meters out, there's quite a lot of skill and, dare I say, luck that needs to happen to clear this distance. And so he takes aim at the heavens, pulls the trigger, and even has enough time to pull the binos out to watch the rocket come straight down like a mortar strike, annihilating the target. We are left speechless. I mean, Salty's reaction says it perfectly.
Listen, did you just snipe me from 200 meters with an RPG?
Yeah, Clintman did that. You know, at the end of the day, both Salty and Clintman are winners. You know why? Because they are subscribed to this channel and have also submitted some killer clips to us. If you want to join the ranks of Sniper Elite players like these, like this video, hit that subscribe button, and snipe that bell icon so that you can stay up to date with everything Sniper Elite. And once you're subscribed, check out the link below to submit your gameplay clips. Now let's get back to this disgusting episode of Elite Clips. Another menace with a rocket launcher. This TikTok, posted by Big Native Zero, takes us to Sniper Elite 5, where we have another menace with another rocket launcher. This time, it's a cameo by Harry Hawker, clearly doing his best to kill some time before Sniper Elite Resistance comes out. We get it, Harry. We're in the same boat. He takes aim at a distant enemy tank before the telltale glinting flash of a rifle scope on a nearby tower gets his attention. Now, the tank is far enough away that it's not a threat. So let's have some fun first, shall we? Yeah, look at that sniper squeezing off a few shots while Harry here lines up his own shot and pulls the trigger. When the rocket reaches its destination, we get a quick kill cam that shows the target basically turning into a wet noodle, limbs flailing about as he flies over the edge of the tower. That guy won't be coming back, but Harry sure will, through the binos. This next clip is a very small part of a video on 365 Scope's YouTube channel. The video shows him being an absolute killer, hunting down players in invasion mode. But this last kill is the one we're gonna feature. Being all nonchalant, our player casually glances out of his office window and spies his opponent. He tags him just to be sure, and well, you know the rest. Watching this kill cam, you can just sense it's about to be a perfect shot through the scope. And as the bullet closes in, we're surprised to see instead of the rifle scope, it's the opponent's binoculars that take the bullet straight on, giving us those beautiful shattering sparks of glass. And really proving why 365 Scope gets featured on Elite clips pretty often. They're just a badass player. One hell of a Hail Mary. T. Reed 1996 says this is their best invader kill, and we have to agree. Our player is trying to exfiltrate on Festoon Guernsey when a Jaeger decides to crash the party. Oh, yeah, there he is, spotted through the binos. How's Reed gonna handle this? Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, they just pulled out their sniper rifle and using their scope. I thought this episode was all about no scopes. Trust me. Just trust me. 200 meters out and okay, not a headshot, but this is where it gets good. Instead of taking another shot with the rifle, Reed swerves on us and busts out the boomstick to teach this Jaeger and really all of us a lesson about rocket-propelled grenades. Remember, 200 meters away, Reed aims the Panzerfaust to the stars and lets it loose. During the epic hang time of that rocket, Reed would like to remind you all to hit that subscribe button. And boom! Shakalaka. That is one hell of a Hail Mary. Through the scope, kinda? Mystery Brit got robbed. Okay, this clip from their Twitch channel shows Brit taking aim at a guardhouse from several hundred meters away. He's got the angle just right and waits for the perfect moment. The target scope glint flashing, and the kill cam activates, showing us the perfect angle coming in just right, just to get robbed by the graphics by a few inches. However, the scope exploding with sparks indicates that his target just got scoped. Well done, Mystery Brit, and yeah, you deserve this one. Overachiever. Okay, guess who's back on Elite clips? Yeah, it's VRB4N1C. And since we saved them for last, you know that this time they're gonna show off a stupid no-scope rifle kill, proving that patience pays off in Sniper Elite 5's multiplayer. VR calmly tracks their opponent and tags them with the binos at 119 meters. Pulling out their rifle, you can see all the factors at play. No scope, looking directly into the sun with the target in the shadows of a building. VR takes a moment to adjust before taking their shot, and sure enough, first try, pulling off a 119-meter shot with no scope and hitting his opponent in the eye with the bullet passing through their binos, making this the only clip on today's episode that was both a no-scope kill and a shot through the scope kill. VR, get out of here! Rear loaded. We have a short clip from Michael Burt on YouTube. After one missed shot, the second one activates a kill cam. You don't even get a good look at the target's orientation, but that just makes the big finale all the more surprising. The bullet zips through the air on a trajectory that seems just a tad low at first, but then it gently kisses the ground before ricocheting upward at an angle that puts it on a collision course with the enemy's testicles. From behind. Ugh. Mind the gap. Threading the needle is a phrase that comes to mind after watching this next clip. Uploaded to YouTube by ROM Entertainment. This clip in Sniper Elite 3 shows our protagonist lining up a shot on a target 137 meters out. They haven't been detected yet, so They're careful about lining up this shot, accounting for bullet drop, and then waiting for noise to sound mask their shot. And when that time comes, we get a kill cam that shows their bullet passing through the teeny tiny gap between a spotlight and its frame and straight through the target's heart. Now that is some top-notch sniper work. There's no coming back from this one. I just need to ask, Jamie Kirkwood, who hurt you? In this clip uploaded to YouTube, Jamie here takes a shot at an enemy target's testicles and manages to take one of them out. While that alone would be enough to make any man want to die, the bullet doesn't stop there. It passes straight on through that testicle into the explosives on the ground next to the target, igniting them and sending tons of shrapnel into their body. You know, there are more subtle ways to take out a target, but Jamie Kirkwood isn't interested in those. Do you enjoy watching Nazis lose one of their testicles? Well, here's your chance to see even more of that. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to make sure you never miss out on Sniper Elite content like this. Thanks for your support. Now, back to castrating more Nazis. Strong, sturdy fence. You know, people don't give fences enough credit. They protect your property, they're always there when you need something to lean on, and sometimes they even have your back. Let me show you what I mean. You can see it in this clip uploaded to YouTube by Sahib. As a sniper Jaeger, Sahib stumbles across an NPC in the process of trying to take down their enemy. Rather than waste the effort on aiming a rifle, they switch to their SMG and aim in the target's general direction. With the very first muzzle flash, we enter a kill cam that shows the SMG bullet rip towards its target before banking off the flat side of a wooden fence. That small angle change was all that it needed to put the final nail in Carl's coffin and end the match. Absolutely epic. I thought that was exit only. Chase Wise uploaded this clip to YouTube 6 years ago, but for some reason, it only has 88 views. Let's change that, shall we? Because it's awesome. The clip shows Chase stalking through a hallway before discovering an enemy sniper. It's not clear if the sniper saw him, but either way, he had plenty of time to line up this shot. The resulting kill cam reveals a trick shot that is truly a thing of beauty. Through some kind of magic, we watch as the bullet travels to its target, entering the barrel of the opposing sniper's rifle and blasts out the back, ripping his jaw off. Now that is the kind of trick shot you couldn't land if you tried, which makes it basically a crime that this clip doesn't have more views. Head on over to Chase Wise's channel and show him some love, because after that, he deserves it. Somehow, he didn't see that coming. While we're on the subject of unlikely trick shots, here's another one for you. This one comes to us from the YouTube channel GTA Today. In Sniper Elite 3, we see the player take aim at the foolish enemy standing in an open space, unprotected, and looking through a pair of binoculars. Instead of the nut shot we've seen so many times on this particular enemy, this player goes ahead and aims a little higher, both in terms of skill and showmanship. When they take their shot, the bullet enters the right lens of the binoculars, passing through it and into the enemy's head. The ensuing explosion of blood and bone fragments makes it clear that occasionally there are shots that can be more satisfying than a nut shot. Occasionally. A new take on an old favorite. Our last clip takes a new angle on a classic shot. This remix of a fan favorite shot from Sniper Elite V2 comes to us from Hyper Sniper 4794 on TikTok. Instead of the classic shoot the grenade for a quintuple kill, Hyper Sniper chooses to take the aim at the office in front for a wince-inducing gut shot that passes through that body and then into the grenade of the soldier's belt. Final report, there are no survivors. Hitting such a small target behind a solid object is no small feat, and Hyper Sniper makes it look easy. Then the clip wraps up with another great headshot on an enemy sniper, because 5 kills in one clip apparently wasn't enough for Hyper Sniper. Thanks for the awesome clip and keep up the great work. Rock Attack! Our first clip of the episode comes to us from the YouTube channel Veloin. It starts with Carl running up to some cover with an enemy target standing guard just a few meters away. He hasn't been seen yet, so the Sniper Elite's cover is still intact. Unfortunately for Carl, the enemy turns to face him, which would put a stop to a close quarters melee takedown for most players. Instead of waiting for the enemy to turn around, he tosses a rock at the sucker's head, stunning him for a few moments. And that's just enough time to close the gap, get in close, and initiate a brutal X-ray kill. A powerful punch to the gut followed by a palm strike that smashes all of the target's front teeth and launches his nose up into his brain, in between the ribs. This super quick clip is from the YouTube channel American Gangster. It shows Carl creeping up behind an unsuspecting enemy before grabbing him, covering his mouth, and shoving his knife through a space between the ribs to puncture the lungs. Yikes. Always check your corners. If you're anything like us, you probably love a good corner takedown. This clip from the Dan Allen Gaming YouTube channel shows a pitch-perfect example of what we mean. We see Carl taking cover at the corner of a low wall while an enemy soldier sprints down a walkway. Did Carl create a distraction? Did another enemy shout for help before he met a similarly untimely end? It's difficult to say because all we know for sure is that the enemy in this clip takes a knife to the chest and then through his brain before he has a chance to respond to whatever he was running toward. Out like a light. Shish Kanatsi. Coming at us from Show on YouTube, this next clip gives us an irrational fear of bushes. We see Carl crouching in some shrubbery, hiding out while an enemy officer approaches his position. He even does a cool slide as he gets closer, but unfortunately for him, that flashy move put him in range for a visceral stealth takedown. Carl's surprise pops up out of the bushes, knife at the ready. He draws the blade across the officer's throat, opening his windpipe so he can't scream for help before spinning around, stabbing him in the back, and using that momentum to bring him up off his feet and into the bushes where his body won't be discovered. Damn, Carl, relax. That's a rough one. Are you subscribed to the channel? If not, here's your chance to join the ranks of the elite. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and snipe that notification icon to make sure you never miss out on awesome Sniper Elite content. It helps us out a lot and makes us feel like we're not complete psychos watching kill compilations of Sniper Elite over and over again alone. The more people that watch it, the better we feel. Now, back to Elite clips. Head over heels. The following clip comes to us from Alexander Panzer on YouTube, and it shows one of our favorite takedown animations from Sniper Elite 3. Carl approaches an enemy completely unarmed. Instead of stabbing, punching, or shooting, he deflects the enemy's melee attack and grabs his head before giving it a sharp, quick jerk, breaking his neck. The enemy is nothing but a sack of potatoes at this point. Knee-jerk reaction. We're heading on over to the YouTube channel of Brutal Barracuda for our next clip. We can always trust this pillar of the Sniper Elite community to create some fantastic content. And this compilation of melee stealth takedowns definitely didn't disappoint. Our favorite part of this video, though, is this takedown, which shows Carl punching an enemy in the stomach, then leveraging one of their arms to bring their torso down to where his knee is rising up, resulting in a brutal face bone smashing strike, and then finally topping it all off with a second punch straight through the enemy's already smashed face. The full video is really worth checking out on BB's channel, but this takedown is easily toward the top of the stack. Surprise double takedown. Our next clip comes from the YouTube channel GJ15NILU. It shows our character approaching an enemy standing on a ledge in Sniper Elite 4's Batani village. As we get closer, we can see that there's another enemy enemy nearby. This player takes the opportunity to unleash some John Wick skills, taking out the second target with a headshot while standing next to the first before stabbing him in the stomach, spinning him around, and then slicing his throat in one swift movement. Uh-oh, that first target started to panic after he saw his buddy's head pop, but we don't think he had enough time to really assess the situation before we dropped him like a bad habit. Climbing to your doom. We have some more Sniper Elite 4 gameplay coming at us from the YouTube channel Silent But Violent. Ooh, good name. The clip we selected from this particular video shows Carl climbing up a ladder to get away from an approaching enemy soldier. It doesn't seem like the target has noticed him yet, as it looks like he's just kind of following a normal patrol path. Carl makes it to the top of the ladder and notices that the enemy is climbing up the ladder behind him, so he waits patiently, ready to strike. When the target reaches the top of the ladder, Carl jumps into action, rushing him before grabbing his shoulder to spin him around, look him dead in the eye, and stab him up through the hollow point in his jaw, most likely penetrating his brain. Silent but violent out here giving Nazis nightmares. Stabby stabby. Our final clip for this episode of Elite Clips comes from the YouTube channel Team Fat. It's another short and sweet clip that shows Carl approaching an enemy from behind and doing something you never want your chiropractor to try. He grabs the enemy, delivering 2 quick stabs in the dip behind his clavicle. The second stab is amplified by the X-ray kill cam, which shows the knife severing arteries and crushing bone. It's a simple kill, but most times, simple is the most effective way of doing things. Stop this. The X-ray kill cam in SE Resistance does not disappoint. This clip is going to show us how to tickle the inside of a Gestapo's brain. It starts with our new protagonist, Harry Hawker, deep behind enemy lines, having potentially blown his cover, as a Gestapo agent comes sprinting forward with a confidence that only a fool with a death wish could have. And bam! Harry springs from behind the stone wall to tell that Gestapo, hey, there's no running near the edge of the pool, and that his hat looks dumb on him. Of course, this is all done non-verbally. I'm just interpreting what the knife is saying. Harry's knife gives the brain a little tickle while simultaneously hiding the body, and mysteriously enough, the other enemies who were running before have suddenly slowed their roll. Wonder why. Mugging for the camera. Our next clip comes from Mission 1 of Resistance and is about to show us just exactly how handsome looking the skull of a Nazi can be. It starts with Harry wielding the Berthier 1916 overlooking a dam with a lot of soon-to-be dead enemy soldiers. Interestingly enough, Harry's aiming at none of these enemy soldiers. He seems to be more concerned about the pavement used on the road here, but oh, no, I see now. Harry's going for a trick shot. He's about to bounce this bullet off the cement and teach the Germans that there's no such thing as a safe place while Harry's around. And here's my favorite part. As the bullet ricochets into this unfortunate soldier, he turns to the camera like it's the beginning of an 80s film where the movie freeze frames on the main character, and he says,
"Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation."
Oh, we weren't, but we were wondering if this is the first time we've seen the kill cam target slowly turn to the camera and look us dead in the eyes. Yeah, I think it is. Das nuts! Just like the SE games before it, Resistance awards medals for all sorts of impressive shots and collections of kills. For instance, this next clip demonstrates one of our favorite medals being awarded to Harry. It's the Das Nuts medal, with its 2 little acorns on the badge. Gotta love Rebellion's sense of humor. So Harry's about to pop some testes with a rifle from a distance of 173 meters. So if you're squeamish, well, sorry, I only promised this would be a spoiler-free episode of Elite Clips, not a balls-popping-free episode. Harry dials in the shot on a Gestapo agent on a hotel balcony, waiting for the perfect moment, and unfortunately, the crosshairs are not on his head. Harry waits for the target to turn and be fully perpendicular to him, and then pulls the trigger. As we watch the bullet travel across the map and land in the most unfortunate of places, we wonder if the reason we can't hear the blood-curdling screams of a man who just lost his family marbles is because we're almost 200 meters away. Let's just fix that, shall we? Hey, editor, can you help me out with a little... Yes, that is perfect, and just how I imagined it. And boom, there it is. The Das Nuts medal being unlocked by our boy. Harry's a heartbreaker. Look guys, Harry's a strapping lad. He tries to hide it under that grizzled beard, but we all see it. And sometimes, when his enemies look straight at him, Cupid's arrows strike them so hard, it makes their hearts explode. Some people say it's the Berthier 1916, but my money's on Cupid's bow. Let's take a look. Harry stands proudly in front of an impressive castle with his chest out as he admires the fortifications. A German soldier stands at the entrance behind some barbed wire, and as he turns ever so slightly, Harry gives him a dashing smile. And, as I've stated, to look upon the beaming face of Harry Hawker can be the ruin of any man or woman, and sure enough, as we get closer to the young Nazi, we watch his heart explode in the most majestic display of love at first sight, that it feels like it should be accompanied with some grand orchestra. Yeah, he's dead. See, I told you. Hold on, the producers are tapping on the glass. What? Huh? It's not his good looks? You guys are crazy. Okay, sure. Let's see another clip and find out who's right. Let's take a look. Okay, the target is below Harry, so I guess there's no way he could see Harry's face, but alright, well, tomato. I guess you guys will have to buy Sniper Elite Resistance for yourself and make your own determinations. You can hit the link in the description below to order it, and while you're down there, why not subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and snipe that notification icon. That way you can stay up to date with all the brand new content coming out with the new game. It helps us out a ton and will help me convince more people that Harry is just like Zoolander and suffers from being really good looking. Thanks for your support. Now, back to the video. A real empty lung. Veterans of the SE franchise know the empty lung mechanic very well. It's what allows you to slow your breathing so you can dial in that perfect shot. Well, Harry Hawker knows the mechanic so well that in the next clip, he tries to teach it to his enemy snipers as well. He's just such a helpful chap. It starts with an epic sniper shootout with the backdrop of a massive bell tower. Now, Harry stays in cover, and just as his target reloads, he pops up, aims, empties his lung, and pulls the trigger. The kill cam speeds with the bullet, covering a distance of 113 meters, and it strikes the other sniper, delivering a message from Harry saying, "This is how you empty a lung." This message lands so hard, the Nazi sniper spins around from the impact and falls over dead. Harry then turns to see yet another fool who needed to learn the mechanic of empty lung and fires, delivering the bullet to this Gestapo agent who reacts with a jaw-dropping attempt to suck in air to a lung that is now empty. And there you have it, the game mechanic of empty lung. Those pesky red barrels. Resistance is a perfect blend of bringing us fresh content like the all-new propaganda missions while keeping the things we love from the older games in the franchise. And one of those things we love? Conveniently placed explosive barrels. This clip shows Harry scouting out exactly that. When two Nazis are patrolling an area, they love to do it around highly explosive materials, and that makes for a good time. Watching Harry use the binos, it's pretty easy to follow his thought process here. He finds his target and patiently waits for the perfect moment before lighting up those barrels and making one of the Nazis pull off an aerial somersault that almost takes him up and over his fellow soldier. Oh, but that is not all Harry has planned here. You see, Harry knows a successful Sniper Elite has to create their own luck. So trust us when we say he's not just sitting there taking a breather. He's always one step ahead. That truck is in for quite a surprise. Yes! Hats off to Harry for that explosive moment right between the eyes. And to cap this episode off, Harry is going to demonstrate that he is just as qualified for the title of Sniper Elite as Carl ever was. It is a classic and pure headshot from 550 meters away. The clip starts with Harry overlooking a city crawling with Nazis. As his nickname of Hawker suggests, he hones in on a target almost naked to the the human eye. He dials in his scope for a 500-meter plus shot, empties his lung, and squeezes the trigger. The kill cam swirls around the bullet, keeping us in suspense until the end, where it finds its mark right between the eyes of a completely unsuspecting German soldier. The shot is so perfect, the soldier is blown backwards from his head, snapping, and starts to do a backflip. The camera lands back on a satisfied and heroic new protagonist that is waiting for you to take control and direct him on his path to save the Allies and the world from a new global threat. Party Crasher. Some people like to drop in unannounced, and others like to drop massive chandeliers on unsuspecting invaders. Master Tucci is the latter of those two. In this short clip posted to their YouTube channel, Master Tucci found themselves in the right place at the right time in Sniper Elite 5's occupied residence map. They noticed the enemy sniper Jaeger attempting to stalk them from a lower level. Despite having the high ground, Master Tucci doesn't take the easy dub with a headshot. Instead, they wait for their moment, snipe the worryingly thin support holding a massive chandelier in place, and wham! Drops it right on him. Now that's what I call being a killer interior decorator. Stack 'em up. This next invasion kill comes to us from Kingish, who posted their clip to the gameplay clip sharing platform Metal.tv. This clip starts with Kingish invading another sniper's game, and what? Oh, they're dead already? Yikes, that was fast. Oh, looks like they rage quit too. Yeah, can't say we blame them after that. Anyway, we're moving right on to the next mission, which drops Kingish right into the middle of Spy Academy. When they load in, it turns out their target is right behind them. So they whip around, take aim, and fire for a brutal X-ray gut shot. Victory, enemy sniper down. And damn, that might be the fastest twofer in Elite Clips history. Well done, Kingish. No escape. Sometimes enemy targets are at the top of their game and locked in, making the match feel like a true sniper battle. And other times they walk right past you, completely oblivious to their surroundings. In this clip by Pax Bandito, we definitely don't get to see an intense sniper battle, but we did get a good chuckle out of it. On Spy Academy, Pax Bandito is minding his own business when their target sprints right past them, presumably looking for them or running to the bathroom. Either way, the poor sucker just keeps going. So Pax Bandito says, hey, what the hell, let's take a jog together. And then he gets bored, stops, and shoots them in the back, causing the target to swan dive like he's stealing home base. Usually, we wouldn't condone a shot to the back in an online match because, you know, it's unsportsmanlike, but we aren't even sure attacking this guy from the front would have made any difference. Bro was on autopilot, a major milestone. Our next clip comes to us from Mystery Brit, who was kind enough to share a major milestone with us. Here we see one of Mystery Brit's many Sniper Elite 5 streams, where he shows off his skills as a sniper Jaeger for his audience. Now you can tell he's been at this for a while, because this clip shows him lining up a super clean headshot at long range on an opposing Carl. After an incredibly satisfying X-ray, Mystery Brit's kill count as an invader ticks up by 1, bringing him to an astounding 200 total kills. That's an incredible accomplishment, Mystery Brit. We're truly honored you shared this with us, and we hope you'll check in with us again after the next 200. We have more Elite clips coming right up, but now's your chance to join the ranks of the Elite. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to make sure you never miss a piece of awesome Sniper Elite content. Thanks for your support. Now, back to Elite clips. Trading shots. Now, how about a good old-fashioned sniper duel? That's what this clip from Da Tanks is packing. And it's been a while since we've seen such an intense game of cat and mouse here on Elite Clips. The clip opens with Da Tanks taking cover behind a low wall, hiding from an enemy sniper posted up in the safety of a lighthouse. The glare from the enemy's scope is a dead giveaway, but his position is just too advantageous to stand out in the open and attempt a shot. So Da Tanks waits for their moment and then sprints to a better their position while the enemy takes their shots. When they both take their final stand, these two brave gunslingers trade sniper rounds in a pulse-pounding match ender. But the Tanks comes out on top with a slick, quick-scoped headshot. Thankfully, the bullet he took only incapacitated him. Thanks for the awesome clip, to Tanks. Peekaboo. Sometimes the difference between a successful invasion and a failed one just comes down to whose trigger finger is faster. That much is clear in this clip from Dzo487, who gets tagged by their prey almost immediately. The match could have been over shortly after that, but they wisely take cover by hopping over one of the sides of a watchtower to take stock of their situation. When they get back into position, their first attempt at a swift victory fails as their bullet whiffs the distant target. Then a shockingly intelligent NPC clears this area as the two snipers hold their ground and take aim. Now this is where Dzo truly shines under pressure, popping up from cover twice and adjusting their aim only once in a matter of seconds before firing a shot that goes straight through the enemy Carl's chest. Dzo, you're like a murderous meerkat with an itchy trigger finger. Rocket-powered pest control. Now, our last clip for this episode is short and sweet. This 8-second clip, submitted by Pels der Untoten, shows us that, in most cases, all you really need is a single rocket to solve all your problems. When Pels sees his invader sprint right past him, he takes aim with a Panzerfaust and lets that rocket fly. When it reaches the target in the blink of an eye, that Jaeger takes a rocket-boosted trip straight to a failure screen. Now that's definitely one way to get rid of a pest. Wrong place, wrong time. Part of the magic of Sniper Elite are the unexpected happy accidents that can happen when all of its gameplay systems come together to delight and surprise you. Of all the clips we scrubbed through to make this video, none of them represent that magic better than the following clip. Uploaded to a YouTube channel called Stuff back in 2017, this clip shows a jaw-dropping collateral kill in Sniper Elite 4 Mission 2 Batani Village. The player looks through the scope and confusingly takes a shot between the shoulder blades on a distant enemy, leaving them wounded but far from eliminated. The second shot, though, that one's special. The kill cam shows the bullet hit its mark, pass through the enemy, and then go on a long journey to the other side of the map where an unsuspecting enemy takes it right through the heart for an incredible, undoubtedly accidental collateral kill. It's the kind of thing nobody would believe you if you told them, so we're definitely happy this clip exists. Through the trees. If a collateral kill is impressive on its own, then a collateral kill through a solid object would probably melt your mind. Let's find out. This YouTube short comes to us from YouTube channel 365 Scope, which seems to enjoy the Sniper Elite series almost as much as we do. Luckily for them, two enemies approach in a formation that's just begging for a double kill. There's just one problem. There's a big old tree in the way. But rather than miss out on their opportunity, this player takes the shot straight through the tree. And we get to see a collateral kill that combines a headshot with a devastatingly painful looking testicle shot. Neither of them are coming back from that one. After this video, head on over to 365 Scope's channel to check out all the great work they're doing over there. Do a flip. It's not too often that you get a super long, slow motion kill cam, but it's always guaranteed to be a good time when you do. Case in point, check out this clip posted by Extremely Volatile on the Sniper Elite subreddit. What we have here is 1 minute and 14 seconds of pure, unfiltered Sniper Elite goodness. In Sniper Elite 5 Mission 5 Festoon Guernsey, we see a picture-perfect collateral shot being lined up. When the player pulls the trigger, we get to see the bullet enter at the dead center of the back of the initial target's head before passing through. Then, the extra cinematic kill cam director kicks in, changing the perspective to show the same bullet enter the next target's face, shattering its jaw and erupting in a gooey explosion of blood and spit. That would have been enough to satisfy us, but then, oh yes, there's more. The camera pulls back to show the first target still in the air, now completely upside down, as the second follows a similar path through the air. Of course, it's not particularly realistic, but man, is it fun to watch. Speaking of fun to watch, you can make sure you never miss out on an awesome Sniper Elite video by liking this one and subscribing to the channel. Go ahead and take your shots at those buttons down below. And now, back to Elite clips. Line them up. There's a reason people take cover during gunfights. But apparently the AI enemies in this next clip didn't get that memo. Shared to TikTok by Jester20T, this clip from Sniper Elite V2 Remastered shows Carl taking a shot at two enemies standing in a perfectly straight line in relation to his position. It's not clear if the one crouching in the back intended to use the other enemy as a human shield, but they both ended up paying the price for their poor battle tactics. But check this out. That hard-working bullet isn't done after two enemies. It continues on to a third, standing further behind the first two, who was either moving to a position or just standing in an open space while a known world-class sniper was on the loose. That pre-deployment boot camp must have been pretty light. The Super Saver. To close out this episode of Elite Clips, we have the most efficient use of a single bullet we've seen since Brutal Barracuda popped 8 testicles with just one shot. Uploaded to YouTube by Big Guns 57. This clip takes place in Sniper Elite 5's Kraken Awakes DLC. While Carl waits along the road leading into the mission's Nazi compound, a group of enemy soldiers begin to march back towards it. They're pretty spread out at first, but Carl is patient. Within seconds, the majority of the soldiers have aligned in a beautiful single file line, creating an opportunity for an ultra satisfying quadruple headshot. That's 4 heads in a row with a single bullet. We're huge fans of efficiency on this channel, so big thanks to Big Guns 57 for making every shot count. Pure cinema. Our first clip is a Sniper Elite 5 kill coming to us from Scott Kozak on YouTube. In it, we see an enemy soldier just minding their own business, checking out supplies, just, generally carrying out their normal duties. But when they make the mistake of standing next to a red barrel for far too long, Scott took that as an opportunity for a quick and dirty explosive kill. However, the game's cinematic kill director felt differently about everything that was unfolding. Instead of a quick explosion, the game slows down to a crawl for the most dramatic, drawn-out environmental kill we've seen so far. I like to imagine that enemy's inner monologue as doo-doo-doo, just doing my job, just checking things. Oh, what's this? Gabah! The way everything just stops, and then the enemy starts to fly backwards before we even see the explosion. It's just so cinematic that it feels hilarious to watch. Settle down, Scorsese, and thanks to Scott for uploading this great clip. Pancakes, anyone? Trust me, there's gonna be plenty of time for explosions and shrapnel, but let's take some time early in the video to mix things up, shall we? This clip is from YouTube user Acalia, and it's from the very first level of Sniper Elite 4. We see Carl taking cover behind some rocks while an enemy patrols a walkway in the distance. One that has a pallet of old-timey cannons suspended precariously overhead. It's a classic Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote setup. With some careful timing, this player pulls the trigger just as the enemy is walking underneath the pallet, resulting in the load being detached and falling down, crushing the sucker into dust. Now that's some cartoon antics. Unfortunately, the enemy's performance was pretty flat. Rollin'. Get ready for an incredible clip from an amazing Sniper Elite content creator, Brutal Barracuda. As a longtime Sniper Elite fan, BB knows how to play the system just right to get the best results. In this clip, he lures 8, count them, 8 enemies into an area. And then, while they're all just scratching their heads wondering what the hell is going on, he goes ahead and pops the restraint off a rather conveniently placed stack of logs. If you thought the enemy in the last clip got flattened, wait till you get a load of these guys. All 8 enemies get steamrolled by the logs for a spectacular, unheard of, hilariously grim octuple environmental kill. Once again, we bow to your Sniper Elite skills, Brutal Barracuda. Keep up the phenomenal will work. Yeet! There are some solid gold clips on the Sniper Elite subreddit, but we had to rewind this one a few times because we couldn't stop laughing. It was posted by Reddit user Artistic Waves, who we suppose lives up to his username even while playing Sniper Elite, because this one is certainly a twistedly artistic kill. After looting a downed enemy, they booby trap it with a grenade. Great. Now, where most people would leave the body there as a trap for enemies passing through the area, this player apparently doesn't have time to wait. So, they pick up the booby-trapped corpse, toss it off the scaffolding they're standing on, and then it happens. Just as the body hits the floor, the cinematic kill cam kicks in to show the explosion absolutely annihilating another enemy on the lower part. Seriously, they do a whole backflip from the force of the explosion. Artistic Waves, please, we need more clips like this. One thing on his mind. This next clip is so brutal, it actually circles back to being hilarious. In it, YouTuber Dion takes a shot at a pile of explosives in Sniper Elite 5. And of course, he hits it, which is always going to result in a kill if an enemy is nearby, but this one just hits different. You see, the explosion causes a wooden crate to explode, which sends a massive wooden splinter right through the enemy's head. And not only does it go through his head, it hits him with enough force to make him do a somersault. Did the splinter kill him first, or was it the explosion? We aren't sure, but we can't stop laughing either way. Thanks, Dion. This clip is one of a kind. Insult to injury. Thanks to Sniper Elite's realistic ballistics, bullets don't just stop after you kill an enemy. In some cases, you'll get a bonus kill. And sometimes, if your attack angle is just right, something like this happens. This clip is from YouTuber Modish Nouns and shows some Sniper Elite 5 goodness. From a high sniper perch, they get a bead on a distant enemy. It turns out to be a pretty easy headshot, but what happens next is where the comedy comes in. After passing through the enemy's head, the bullet keeps on trucking right into the explosive canisters behind him. This guy was dead already. He didn't need the explosion as well, although we do understand the concept of a double tap. Kudos for the sick headshot at the end though. Thank you, Modish Nouns. The magic bullet. Now, this last clip of the roundup is an extra special one for you. You could even call it magical. And no, it doesn't have sound for some reason, but let's use our imagination for this one. In this clip, YouTuber Endless Nameless takes a long distance shot at an enemy in motion and completely nails it. We don't see what exactly the bullet penetrated, but it's safe to say the enemy is done. Here's where the magic kicks in. The bullet doesn't stop there. It sure doesn't. In fact, it invites us to go on a little bit of a journey, ricocheting 1, 2, 3 times before striking another enemy in a completely different area. This magic bullet is the Looney Tuniest of them all, and for that, we thank Endless Nameless for their service. Sniper Elite 5, aim for the stars. Our first clip of the day comes from Perrymaster on YouTube. In Mission 3 of Sniper Elite 5 Spy Academy, this player prepares for their shot by making their way to the perfect vantage point, the tower at the center of the academy. Now, just like other attempts of this shot that utilize a lower vantage point, Perrymaster needs to aim upward to hit the shot, way upward. Despite their altitude, the extreme distance means that the shot will need to factor in bullet drop and wind into its calculations. For this particular shot, we can see that in order to hit the target, the rifle needs to be aimed at essentially nothing, just open air. Even so, when the trigger is pulled, we get to see a bullet fly through the air for a picture-perfect intestine shot at an astounding 1,851 meters. See? Sometimes you just have to believe the bullet will get there. Sniper Elite 4, a stinger in San Celini. Alright everyone, Brutal Barracuda is up, and you know he doesn't waste any time. This is Sniper Elite 4's first mission, San Celini Island. We see BB climbing into position before he quickly takes aim at enemies in the distance. This should be an easy peasy long shot. But there's just one issue. A massive cliff between them and their target. Undeterred, BB chooses a target, aims higher and slightly away from their chosen victim, and pulls the trigger. In less than 30 seconds, a bullet is sent careening through the air, expertly curved over the cliff, and straight into the target's neck. Yowza, just look at those eyes. You know that one hurt. Another great long shot chalked up by Brutal Barracuda, this time coming in at 501 meters. Sniper Elite 3, hidden in shadow. Burnt Pins Gaming, you're up. This awesome YouTube creator claimed their long shot glory in Sniper Elite 3's Mission 3 Halfaya Pass. Comfortably prone in their vantage point, you can see a destroy objective out in the distance. What you can't see is an enemy hiding out in a darkened alley just past that objective. It's the kind of shot you would only take if you knew a target was there, because you certainly can't see them right away. Gifted with this knowledge, Burnt Pins aims into the darkness through the smoke and pulls the trigger as soon as the target is detected. After a short trip, we almost see a pretty killer next shot. The enemy manages to pull some sci-fi trickery, but this 366-meter long shot still counts. Sniper Elite V2, he's not getting away with this. The longest shot we could find for Sniper Elite V2 came from someone we've already featured in this episode, Brutal Barracuda. This clip deserves to be here because it really is spectacular. It takes place in Sniper Elite V2's final campaign level, Bradenburg Gate. The last objective of the mission and the entire game, before you get to the DLC content, is to stop Dr. Wolf from escaping. As you might imagine, Carl Fairburn translates that objective into kill with an awesomely flashy shot, and Brutal Barracuda is certainly happy to oblige. It takes a little while for BB to get into the position, since their goal seems to be maximizing the distance between them and the target, but the really impressive thing is that they don't even use empty lung. There's no hesitation, no switch up, just straight gas. The distance to the target is so insane, 747 meters to be precise, that the bullet spins over 20 seconds in the air before it makes it there, at which point we get a nice cutscene of what might be one of the most gnarly car crashes in video game history. Wolf really ate that pavement, huh? Sniper Elite, all the time in the world. To wrap up our little Elite Clips history lesson, we have a clip posted to the Sniper Elite subreddit by MeWinThe6969. Now, what we have here is a clip recorded from the PC version of the original Sniper Elite. Before the X-ray system, before Carl was blonde, and before the dulcet tones of Tom Clark Hill that we've come to love over the past 12 years, this is what Sniper Elite was. It was impressive in its time, we assure you. Thankfully, this clip gets straight down to business because, boy, if you thought the last clip had some crazy airtime, you haven't seen anything yet. In this clip, the bullet takes more than 30 seconds to reach its target. But there's a good reason for that. The enemy was 1,014 meters away. Daz does it again. We've featured Daz action in a previous video, but this YouTube creator continues to astound and amaze us with his skill. Just take a look at this nearly 2,000-kilometer long shot he landed in Sniper Elite 5's Spy Academy. With a little bit of ingenuity and patience behind the trigger, Daz nails a target that he couldn't even really see with the binoculars. One must know the enemy is there already, and that is what separates a soldier from a Sniper Elite. Be sure to check out the video on Daz's channel, where he also has a bunch of tutorials that cover how you can achieve the same long shots. Thanks, Daz! First try. Playing any Sniper Elite game on authentic mode is no easy task. It cranks every aspect of Sniper Elite up to 11, including the factors that affect long shots. In this clip from Protoplup Games on TikTok, we see that difficulty spike in action. Protoplup takes his time and even uses his binoculars to tag the distant target and adjust their rifle scope to the correct distance. Even with all that preparation, it takes 3 trigger pulls before they're rewarded with a kill cam. Still, 675 meters under these conditions is pretty impressive, especially on authentic. Keep grinding, Protoplup Games, and thank you for sharing your shot. There can only be one. Our next clip comes to us courtesy of Reaper 1008 on TikTok. Sometimes a Sniper Elite will encounter another sniper. And as you and I both know, there can only be room for one sniper in a place at any given time. Unfortunately, that's just the way the world works. And the result of this type of clash is shown in Reaper's clip. What we have here is a sleek, cinematic long shot on an enemy sniper in Sniper Elite 5. It looks like the bullet enters on the target's chin or shoulder, but boy, look at that helmet fly off. Pure gold comedy. Reaper 1008 has a bunch of other awesome Sniper Elite clips on his channel. Make sure you check him out after this video. Through the Mist. This methodical clip was posted on the Sniper Elite subreddit by user Drunk Hate. It's another long shot on Sniper Elite 5's Spy Academy, but this time, what's impressive isn't the distance. It's the near total lack of visibility. This user marks the target with their binoculars, but when they pull out the rifle to line up their shot, heavy mist rolls in. They hesitate for a moment, but then they actually nail the shot on the second trigger pull, scoring a 398-meter long shot on authentic mode. Incredible work. Maximum efficiency. OldPool7354 on the Sniper Elite subreddit posted this awesome clip. What we have here is a 337-meter long shot in Sniper Elite 3 that skips the single target carnage in favor of something a little more theatrical. This short clip shows the trajectory of a fatal bullet as it bypasses a human target in order to land at a gun emplacement. A particularly explosive gun emplacement. Now that's what we call killing two birds with one bullet. We could all learn a valuable lesson in efficiency from OldPool7354. Pain in the back. This next long shot from Prime 4 Arms on Reddit doesn't have the impressive distance of previous clips, but it more than makes up for that with its visceral nature. Allow us to explain. The clip immediately jumps into the kill shot, which gets a cinematic 8 seconds of airtime before tunneling into an unsuspecting enemy's back. Well, to be precise, their kidney. What a brutal long shot. Glow stick man. We aren't sure what's up with the subject of this long shot clip, but there's definitely something interesting going on. Uploaded to the Sniper Elite subreddit by JuanBonnet69, this clip shows a long shot that splits the air like any other, but something strange happens when it arrives at its target. The X-ray cam reveals that this particular enemy's nervous system is glowing? Is this some kind of glitch, or is this enemy special in some way? Is he a potential superhuman? A mutant? Some sort of science experiment gone wrong? We aren't sure. Well, lucky for us, Juan's bullet has the answer, and that answer is business as usual. There's nothing special about Glowstick Man. Weird but cool. Thanks, Juan. An unconventional long shot. Alright, we have another long shot from Brutal Barracuda, so you know you're in for something amazing. BB definitely doesn't disappoint with this clip, which showcases their skill with weapons other than the sniper rifles the series is known for. After marking a target 376 meters away with the binoculars, this insane marksman pulls out a drilling shotgun, takes aim, and fires a single shot at a target only he knows is there. It's a headshot at long range with a shotgun. We're at a loss for words. I mean, what? Incredible. Domino effect. This next clip is another Drunk Hate special. We try not to feature the same creator twice in these videos, but this clip needs to be seen by the world. In Sniper Elite 5's War Factory mission, Drunk Hate takes aim at an enemy manning a crane in the distance. After 2 failed attempts, the third trigger pull lands the 544-meter shot and triggers a cinematic. We've never seen this scene before, so let us know in the comments if you have. Killer moves, Drunk Hate. Honestly, so good we had to put you in this video twice, and we cannot wait to see more from you. The Last Bullet Bender. Now, we like to close these videos out with a bang. We spent quite a lot of time looking for a long shot clip that topped everything we've shown so far, and we think this one fits the bill. Coming at us from Sir Reginald Ladybird on Reddit, this clip showcases an insane mastery of Sniper Elite's systems and mechanics. This creator found a way to manipulate a bullet to accomplish, well, as one Reddit comment states, a Looney Tunes level curve. Not only that, this impossible shot lands with a super clean headshot. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Sir Reginald. Slorgs versus MB93. To start us off, we have a great matchup between two of our favorite SE content creators. It's MB93 versus Slorgs. This clip from MB93's channel is from a fantastic video displaying these two sniping it out in invasion mode. However, this particular clip really made us chuckle. The clip starts with MB on the hunt for his opponent after receiving a ping from a fellow German soldier. After a quick sweep of the area, he spins around to discover Scope Glint glaring him down in in an open field. It's a death sentence. Or it should be. With some quick evasive maneuvering, he returns fire and wounds Slorg, incapacitating him with a fast shot. This should be the end of it, yet Slorg has fallen out of sight just behind some sandbags. So MB cleverly reacts by tossing a grenade, but it's just not quick enough, as Slorg heals himself and just barely escapes the blast. MB decides to charge, and just as he's scaling a wall, Slorg turns, and you can hear the panic in MB's breath.
Don't attack. It's a bloody boy.
He dodges just in time to pull up the scope and see a shotgun barrel pointed right at him. It is the closest of calls, but MB pulls the trigger, ending this hilarious high-stakes invasion match. A killer view. Black Force Nord is about to demonstrate a wrestling move we call the window cleaner. The clip starts with Nord honing in on his target's last known location, an Atlantic Wall. But instead of going straight into the building through the front door, they get clever and swing around the building to climb the vines. Now, this is smart for two reasons. One, this allows Nord to avoid any potential traps laid in the house. And two, even if the Carl in this game sees them, there's not much he can do, since it's really difficult to get an angle straight down out of a window. And Nord, being the pro that they are, knows this. And sure enough, the swing around pays off. Just as Nord gets to the window, oh, hello, Carl. As Nord hangs by his fingers, his target makes the silly mistake of walking right by the window. And with the smash of a button, Nord smashes Carl's forehead on the windowsill and tosses his lifeless body over the edge for the dub. Like we said, killer view. Yeet goes the Panzerfaust. The next clip from 4B shows how our hero protagonist Carl Fairburn can sometimes utilize the power of ragdoll physics against the Nazis for comedic effect. You see, the clip starts with 4B being hunted in the trenches by another player. Keeping their head down, they stalk the area and shank one German soldier and then snap the neck of another, all while wielding a Panzerfaust. And if you're anything like me, the whole time I watched this, I just kept asking, when will they use that boomstick? Well, 4B, you see, is a master of suspense and keeps us waiting to the very end, when the enemy Jaeger comes charging up through the trenches with a reckless confidence that usually gets you killed. 4B aims the boomstick and shows us the definition of the word yeet. The Jaeger's body goes flying at a velocity and trajectory we didn't know was even possible to see in this game. And yet, there it is, a true and pure yeet. I'm over here, dummy. Okay, one more quick one from 4B we have to show you because it gave us such a good laugh. It's Mission 2 in the Chateau and starts with a classic 4B head snap. Now, the Jaeger is nearby and searching for 4B, but just does a really bad job of hunting Carl. It's so bad that 4B feels confident enough to sneak up behind their clueless target and gives him a little whistle. You can almost feel the moment of panic in the Jaeger right before 4B shoves a knife into their back.
He's right behind me, isn't he? I knew it.
Top tier spotter. This next clip from Vezdetta is a test. See if you can also spot the Carl when Vez does. It's Mission 6 in SE5, and Vez is stalking his prey around the church after using an invasion phone. Quick side note, for anyone trying to get better at invasion mode,Vezdetta's channel is entertaining, yes, but also incredibly informative. As he hunts, he narrates his strategies and thoughts for your benefit. It's a great learning resource for anyone needing one. Now, as he sweeps the church, being careful and checking for traps, he uses the bell tower to sweep the horizon. And boom, right there. Miss it? Yeah, I thought so. Let's rewind. Zoom in. Enhance. There. See it now? Incredible spot. Did you catch it? Let us know in the comments below. Now, with his target spotted, he climbs out the window, staying low to find Carl again, and he has yet another fantastic spot. Bam! Right there. Yeah, glad I am not this Carl, because you know where this is going. Even though Carl disappears behind some smoke, Vez takes his time, and the unsuspecting Carl reveals himself again. Boom, bam, shakalaka, kapow, yippee-ki-yay, and all that, Carl is dead and Vez has officially impressed us. Now, if you also want to impress us and become a part of this community that sharpens its skills with this channel, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and snipe that notification icon so you can stay up to date with the official channel of Rebellion and Sniper Elite. Thanks for your support. Now let's finish this list of impressive moments in invasion mode. Jack goes a-fraggin'. Our next clip is from Jack Frags in Festoon Guernsey, and as his namesake suggests, it's a frag kill, and his first one to boot. Jack loads in, he is honing in on the target's location, and finds Carl holed up in a building. And using his classic streamer luck, Jack literally just walks up to the building and decides to toss a grenade in the window. And with literally no indication of where exactly Carl is in that building, the kill cam activates, showing us a dumbfounded Carl right next to the explosion as Jack gets his first explosion kill and probably his luckiest invasion kill. Jack's just a lucky man. From blast to crash, guess who's back? It is Weed ET Man with an impressive and of course hilarious invasion kill moment. The clip shows ET staring up at a tower as he chucks a grenade up into the window. No context here, just straight murder. When the explosion indicates that he has incapacitated his target, he gets a hilarious idea in his head that we now get the honor of watching play out. He tosses another grenade and swings around the tower to catch a truly incredible moment. You know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. Just watch. That's right! This son of a gun timed the kill and the victory screen to appear right as his target's body drops from the sky like a humiliated, sad sack of potatoes. Weed ET Man, please tell us you pre-ordered Sniper Elite Resistance and are gonna continue to send us your clips from the new game. Please! Hang in there. Just one more from Weed ET Man. It's seriously too funny to not show. The clip shows ET climbing a tower, presumably getting closer to his target, when lo and behold, the other player comes climbing down, like they've seen too many Assassin's Creed cutscenes. Not really sure what their strat was here, but ET reacts by giving some space to the other player before engaging in the old game of chicken. Who's gonna blink first, climb into the window, and sign their death certificate? But instead, the target drops, and now it gets interesting. ET know he's gotta drop too, or it's game over for him. But as the animation locks in, the other player gets a very lucky shot off and downs our boy here. It's so strange too, because as you see him land, the other player is shooting up into the sky and the bullet somehow hits and downs him. Well, that doesn't deter Weed ET Man, who responds by whipping out his secondary and starts spraying. But again, because the player is so close to him, most of his bullets whiz right past, and still, Weed ET Man does not give up. The Carl flees the chaos to get some space, and this allows ET just enough time to bandage up and continue fighting. As he pushes the corner, the Carl hesitates, and just that little hesitation allows ET to slide up behind him and finish off the Carl with a knife in the back. Wow, I mean, seriously not how we thought this clip was gonna go. An explosive draw. This next clip from Lord Rendon is a rare one. It will be the first time we've ever featured a tie in invasion mode. Take a look at how this one occurred. We start with Rendon in a building, being very careful as to not poke their head out of any window to give the Jaeger their shot. And rightfully so, because that Jaeger is right outside. As Rendon climbs the stairs to the second floor, he spots his target and drops to the floor. He takes aim and the smallest of pixels flies by the scope. What was that, I wonder? I'm sure it was nothing. Well, Rendon takes aim at the Jaeger's head and pop! Kill cam activates, that Jaeger is dead. Victory? What? Oh no, wait! Well, that pixel that flicked by us was in fact a grenade toss from the Jaeger, and it explodes simultaneously as the bullet exited the German's head. And now we are spectating the kill cam of the other player as the explosion pushes Rendon's body out and almost over the second floor balcony. His character's screams are just cut short as the draw screen appears. And I guess that's how you make sure no one wins. One way to recycle your bottles. We are wrapping up this video the way we started it, by featuring more of MB93. If you haven't checked out their channel, you absolutely should. They have some incredible invasion kill videos that we absolutely love. And trust us when we say it was a difficult choice on which clip to show last, because there were way too many hilarious moments from MB93. But here it is, displaying the power, the efficiency, and the comedy of the simple yet deadly glass bottle bait. The clip starts with MB climbing a tower in Mission 2. His target is inside, so shuffling in, he spots his Carl aiming down the stairs. He takes a moment to set a mine just inside the doorway, and then pulls out a glass bottle. Surely he doesn't think the bottle's gonna take this Carl out, but no. He chucks the glass bottle right at Carl's head, smashing it over him, and then suddenly there's scope glint aiming right at him. He ducks out of the window, drops to the ground, and chucks a grenade to finish the job, activating a kill cam which shows us Carl being blown to smithereens without one shot fired. Watching this trap get executed perfectly and listening to MB chuckle satisfyingly to himself is the real reason this clip secured its place on the list. The challenge. So a few months back, we issued a challenge to the community to see who could replicate Yu Moon's impressive shot that kills Hitler from the spawn point in Sniper Elite Resistance's DLC mission, Lights, Camera, Achtung. And one of the first players to answer that call was Sword Gunner. Let's take a look at how he accomplished the challenge. Looks like we're in authentic mode, and Sword Gunner starts by prepping a double ricochet shot into that patrolling sniper's head, and boom! Sure enough, the bullet bounces not once but twice for a direct headshot. Damn, impressive. Sword Gunner then turns, holds his breath, and punches a bullet through the wall to perfectly strike the Nazi officer's belt grenade, sending not only him but Hitler as well to a fiery death. Wow, still blows me away every time and makes me wonder if the developers ever really intended for players to be able to do this. So that was the challenge that was issued. But then, players started getting creative with it. Even Sword Gunner himself delivered a fresh new hell to send Hitler to, like this, where he's circled around the target from the other side and lets the bullet fly. The kill cam reveals the bullet's trajectory totally changing direction, and as the camera slowly spins around, we realize he's bounced it off the grenade in the officer's belt. Absolutely insane. Well done, Sword Gunner. But that's not the only twist players have put on this. In fact, here's Rookie doing an authentic long shot on Hitler from an alternative starting location. Yeah, check this out. He loads into the new spawn location, climbs the nearby tower to get the view and angle he needs, then, with a scope dialed in at 300 meters, aims at a very specific spot and lets one practice shot fly so we can see the bullet's trajectory before, boom, the kill cam activates and we are on the ride as we watch the bullet perfectly pierce Hitler's heart for one hell of an authentic long shot. Wow, if Hitler had a heart, that's chunks of it flying out of his body. But the players in this Elite Clips community are competitive. And once players started figuring out this shot, they started adding even more flair to it, like this from Sword Gunner, where he starts in the tower near the spawn location and dials his scope in for 300 meters before aiming at a similar spot, and boom, the bullet flies and then bounces for a ricochet shot straight into the grenade on the officer's belt once again to blow him and Hitler to hell. And as if that's not punishing enough, Sword Gunner also does it once more, but this time hitting Hitler where it really counts by bouncing another bullet straight into the Fuhrer's one and only testicle, absolutely wrecking him. The camera cuts back to such an excited Sword Gunner, he almost throws himself off the tower just out of pure joy. Grenades work too. These shots we've seen take some serious skill, but for someone like our next highlighted player, Paradoxius Black Gaming, he takes us even another level of skill, but using, well, just take a look. Paradoxius is in the same tower, but instead of using a rifle, he chucks a grenade, then quick hands over to a shotgun to blast the grenade mid-air, which is followed by a dramatic pause before, wow, a kill cam activates to show the grenade blasting Hitler and the officer to their grave, all on authentic mode. Freaking insane. Now that's one hell of a way to assassinate Hitler. Do you have awesome Sniper Elite gameplay like this that you want us to see? Use the link in the description below to submit your clips to us. And please, don't double submit. Once you've sent it, we will be watching. While you're down there, please consider hitting that subscribe button, smashing that like button, and sniping that notification icon. That way you'll be the first to get access to Sniper Elite community challenges, official game guides, future game trailers, and of course, the weekly drop of this series, Elite Clips. Thanks for your support. It's time to take a look at the photo mode highlights we have from the community. Let's see what they have for us today. Oh look, someone tagged a gnome! If you have some great highlight moments like these to share, you can tag @Sniper Elite on X and Instagram, or add them to the Sniper Elite subreddit, the Sniper Elite Steam community pages, or Rebellion's official Discord. Make sure to hashtag Elite Clips when posting. Now, let's get back to putting the Fuhrer in his grave. An unexpected twist. Next up on our assassination tour is MagiCyber, who submitted this hilarious kill of Hitler on the same mission as before, but under much different circumstances. It starts with MagiCyber stalking Hitler to the bathroom because, well, if you don't know, there happens to be a hilarious way to booby trap the toilet that Hitler uses in this mission. And it's really fun to watch, so we cannot wait to see it again this... What? Whoa! I did not expect to see you unload every weapon you had on him. Can we see that again? Wow, MagiCyber, I hope you always keep us guessing. Hitler plus some. Next up is Beaky, who submitted an awesome clip from Sniper Elite 5, where he takes care of Hitler, but also so much more. The clip starts in the scope, aimed at a target, and we can see there's an invasion going on in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Beaky pulls the trigger, and a kill cam shows us the bullet smacking his target right in the back of the head. And when the camera cuts back, that's when we realize he just wiped the invader. Guess the invader was trying to protect the Fuhrer because Beaky turns and just quickly pops another Nazi. Then, with their third shot, another kill cam activates to show a bullet travel through a Nazi's brains, and then, wow, straight through Hitler himself, and then a third freaking target. Holy sh**. Can we see that all again? Yeah, I guess that's one way to make every bullet count. Don't try this at home. Guys, this next clip is something we've never seen before, and it definitely deserves to be on this list. From Parabellum in Sniper Elite 4, it's probably one of the most creative ways to take out Hitler that any player has ever accomplished. Take a look. The clip starts in the scope, and we can see a chain hook with a patrolling Nazi in the back, and Parabellum aims right for the nutsack. Boom! Kill cam activates, and we watch the bullet speed straight into the poor soldier's family jewels and popping one testicle, and then continuing on to strike the chains, and a gorgeous cutscene shows the mustached maniac getting exactly what he deserves. And Parabellum did it all with a simple nutshot. Parabellum, you gotta submit some more hilarious clips like this. Count the Hitlers. And to top off this episode of Hitler Humiliation, the next player is bringing us something special from Zombie Army 4. Yeah, it might be our first Zombie Army 4 clip we've ever shown on Elite Clips, and it's all thanks to MagiCyber. Check this out. Cyber is... wow. It looks like Cyber is wrangling a massive horde of zombie Hitlers. Huh, I wonder what the word is for a group of zombie Hitlers. Is it a Hitler horde? A Führerfest? Or maybe it's just a group of dead Deutschbags. Sorry. Well, someone please tell me in the comments what to call this. Anyhow, as Cyber dodges and weaves, he cowboys the cattle and stacks them into a neat little pile. Then he chucks an item to distract the Hitlers and then puts some distance between himself and the zombies, brings up his boomstick, and cleverly waits for them all to hug each other before, whoa, blasting little zombie Hitler pieces all over the place and getting over 22,000 points for a whopping 58 kills. You know what I'm gonna say next. Let's see that again. Again! One more time! Hell yeah! Thank you, Cyber, for sharing this with us. Clean up on Mission 2. This clip from Fridge Raider shows two co-op players getting schooled by a Jaeger sniper. It starts on Mission 2 with Fridge Raider popping off a 200-meter headshot on one player who was trying to be sneaky. Since that kill tags our Jaeger, they quickly reposition to another sniper nest and do a quick scan of the area before barely spotting Harry sneaking behind a rooftop on the horizon line. I mean, you can only see like 6 inches of that gorgeous head of hair. It is an insane spot of over 200 meters, and our player does not hesitate with pulling the trigger. The kill cam shows the bullet finding a very well-concealed hawker using his binos as it punches right in the eye, spinning him over dead. No doubt these poor players are left speechless by the violence and speed from Fridge here. This brutal double kill leaves us with a lesson that even if you're playing with a co-op partner, you're not safe from Fridge Raider. A punch to the gut. This quick clip from Inno Shades made us chuckle cause we've just never heard Harry make this noise before. As our player creeps up some stairs in a full ghillie suit, we spot Harry crouched in a church, surely praying that he won't be found, when suddenly a sticky grenade slaps right onto his belly, causing Harry to make the funniest noise. Hey, can we play that again? Okay, now loop that. Okay, we got it. Well, you know what happens next. Harry flails till he explodes, and our perception of this badass protagonist has been tainted just a little bit. Next, don't call me cute. What happens when you take explosive ammo and fire it into your opponent's head? Well, Wombat Combat here has the answer for us in this next clip. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, I'm also distracted by the badass yet adorably cute Wombat in the corner of the screen. But that's not what we're here for. Wombat is scouting the hotel in Mission 3, watching the balconies and coordinating with his co-op partner. He smartly does not tag the Jaeger, as that would freak the Jaeger out and send him into hiding. So he pings his location to help his co-op partner know where the danger is. But then the perfect opportunity lines up, and Wombat takes the shot. The bullet lands square on the Jaeger's helmet and surprises us with an explosive round that starts a fireworks show, lighting up the night sky. And also lighting up the eyes of that really cute rodent in the corner of the screen. You know, never realized how much respect I have for wombats, and frankly, I'm a wombat supporter, so I'm sorry I called you cute. Explosively embarrassing. The next two clips are from Intimidator, and they show a Jaeger getting clowned on, then asking for a rematch, and then getting clowned on even worse. The clip starts with a sniper shootout, and Intimidator peeks over the edge to eye the Jaeger on a water tower. He lines up the shot and pulls the trigger, probably right as the Jaeger saw the scope blend. The kill cam activates, showing us a bullet with a red tip. Oh yes, here we go. It's a direct hit on the enemy's helmet and explodes on him right as he was reloading, lighting up the night sky, giving us another brutal yet beautiful fireworks show. And then the Jaeger asks for a rematch, so Intimidator politely obliges. And so we get the next clip, which lasts a total of 18 seconds. It starts with Harry repositioning before abruptly cutting away to show the foolish Jaeger getting blown to bits as they step right on one of Intimidator's landmines, which he very smartly added a little TNT nearby, making this an insta-kill for his opponent. Oof, embarrassing. I bet they didn't ask for a rematch after that. If only they were subscribed to the channel, they would know after watching some Elite Clips episodes, Intimidator is not the player to be messing messing with. So make sure that you don't make the same mistake and hit that subscribe button. And if you love this episode, let us know by smashing that like button and sniping that notification icon. That way, you can stay up to date with all things Sniper Elite. We have a ton of guides, tips, tricks, and awesome gameplay from Sniper Elite Resistance that you don't want to miss. And if you don't subscribe to the channel, don't be surprised when our next highlighted player here, Admiral Prower, enters your game and pulls something like this off on you. Yeah, a quick and embarrassing neck snap. Hey, thanks for your support. Now, what would an Elite Clips episode about embarrassing invasion kills be without the one, the only, Weedy T-Man, who, over the next several clips, is gonna show you that no matter how dumb you might have felt being killed by an invader, it could have been worse. It could have been like this, where Weedy T-Man runs you and your co-op partner down in a matter of seconds, dispatching you both with some easy melee takedowns. Or, even worse, like this. You could get slapped with a sticky grenade toss of about 75 meters, proving that ET doesn't really need a gun to do his job. Or, you could be struggling with night blindness like this next poor player who, for some reason, doesn't even notice ET jogging right up to him and then following him around for a full 30 seconds before smashing him in the ribs with his knife. But it could have been like this last clip, which truly takes the cake for today's episode. Seriously, the player gets spotted in the middle of the street by ET, doesn't notice ET, and gets lucky and barely dodges that sticky grenade. The player stumbles his way down a street while ET follows close behind, and this circus act of a chase goes on way longer than you might expect. You would think surely here is where Harry sees the Jaeger. Nope. Then Weedy T-Man almost runs into him here. Wow. Okay. Oh, here, it's coming right here. Nope, never mind. Where is Harry going? Ah, I see. That must be a very important phone call. Yes, hello? Hawker here. Tell me where the Jaeger is. Ah, got it. As Harry hangs up, E.T. taps him on the shoulder and says, "You called?" This poor player is never gonna use an invasion phone again. Number 5, Atlantic Wall 734 meter long shot. This long shot comes to us from Pascus on the Sniper Elite subreddit, and boy, is it a doozy. In the very first mission, Atlantic Wall, there is an enemy patrol that consistently spends at least 5 seconds hanging out in a gazebo at the far southeast corner of the map. That's plenty of time to line up and land a good shot, right? Well, it would be if that gazebo wasn't obscured by trees and bushes from just about every other point on the map. That didn't stop Pascus though. Apparently you can hit the target from just a hill to the north of the starting point. To watch out for the guard, run back to the sniping position, aim at just the right spot that Pascus was able to determine through some kind of eldritch ritual, and boom. You've just landed what amounts to a 734 meter long shot without actually seeing the target. Now, this isn't the longest shot on this list, not by a long shot, if you'll excuse the pun, but it is definitely the most absurd. Thanks for showing us this one, Pascus. You're an absolute mad lad with the heart of a Sniper Elite. Number 4, Rough Landing. 400 meter double kill. Next up, we have a trick long shot by YouTuber Daz Action. For this shot, we'll be in Rough Landing, a DLC mission from Season Pass 2. Just slide downhill, jog through a stream, and enter the clearing that follows, so you can see the bridge in the distance. Using your binoculars, you can see that the targets on the bridge are over 400 meters away, which isn't very far compared to some of the long shots on this list, but it is enough to take the medal for this level. The real magic starts when you play the waiting game. You see, while the easy target is that soldier standing still, you, like Daz Action, are going to wait for the patrol to cross paths with the stationary target. It's not easy, and it's going to take some practice as well as a steady hand, but the payoff is so worth it. A big salute to Daz Action for the awesome work. You should check out his channel for Sniper Elite trick shots and other content. Number 3, Festoon Guernsey, 760 meter long shot. This staggering long shot is another 700 plus meter kill from a partially obscured position. It comes to us from YouTuber Mr. J, the Last Survivor, and frankly, it's pretty nuts. The setting is Mission 5, Festoon Guernsey, and the target is on the far western portion of the map, patrolling the top of a tower. To nail this shot, Mr. J posts up in a dilapidated house and takes aim through a hole in the room. It's a decent vantage point, but the actual target isn't clearly visible due to a tree line. It's a tough shot that takes no small amount of planning, patience, and maybe even some telepathy, but Mr. J pulled it off.
Textbook.
An absolute killer 760 meter long shot in the books. We'll have a link to Mr. J's full video in the description so you can see his other attempts. And Mr. J, I'm gonna make sure I'm never on the wrong side of your scope. Number 2, Kraken Awakes, 1,203 meter long shot. Our silver medal and the penultimate long shot on our list was planned, perpetrated, and documented by YouTuber Brutal Barracuda on his Sniper Elite focused channel. This one is for the final DLC level, Kraken Awakes. But it's not like other shots on this list. We aren't talking about a shot on a target that's 5, 6, or even 700 meters away. This sucker is over a kilometer away, 1,203 meters to be exact. To achieve this incredible feat, Brutal Barracuda takes position at the southwest corner of the map and takes aim at, well, nothing. You can't even see the target from his position. And with nothing but hope in their hearts, a prayer on their lips, and apparently vast knowledge of the Coriolis effect, they pull the trigger and land a supremely gnarly headshot. We salute you, Brutal Barracuda. Keep up the great work. Check out the Kraken Awakes video and Brutal Barracuda's other Sniper Elite videos with the link in the description below. Number 1, Spy Academy, 1,858 meter long shot. Finally, we've made it to the top of our list. The number 1 most insane long shot we were able to find across the entire internet. Buckle up, because if you think you're ready for this one, you aren't. The long shot in our top spot comes to us courtesy of YouTube channel Ghost Gamer News, and they were able to achieve it on Mission 3 Spy Academy. The sniper perch they chose is in a high tower to the north of the map, one that is connected to the Spy Academy itself. The target is on the furthest point to the south. But, like the previous entry on this list, the target isn't visible. In fact, you're just aiming and shooting at a very specific portion of the sky. GGN even takes several shots in this video, but as we all know, if you don't succeed, shoot again. And they eventually get it. And that shows all of us Sniper Elite novices that it's possible. Oh, and just how long is this long shot? 1,858 meters away. Ghost Gamer News, you're gods amongst men. You can check out all of GGN's great work and see the video for yourself at the link in the description below. Number 5. Great Balls of Fire. Our first clip is from the YouTube channel PC Gaming Videos, and they've got something really special for us. This is Sniper Elite 4's Target Führer DLC mission, and we've got an unsuspecting guard in front of us, ready to be our test dummy. First, BGV tosses a bag of TNT in front of the guard, who doesn't notice that it's right next to the big red explosive barrel. He walks forward, turns around, and yeah, I bet this nutshot was felt by at least 6 generations of his ancestors. As for the man's hereditary jewels, they are gone, reduced to atoms. PC Gaming Videos, whatever you do, please do not sign up to become a urologist. Instead, keep making more awesome Sniper Elite videos like this one. Godspeed and have fun. Number 4. chain reaction. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you threw a grenade into the middle of a giant ammo cache with a whole squad of Nazis standing nearby? Well, wonder no more, because Adventures with a Beard has the answer right here. Just watch as this one grenade sets off a series of explosions that obliterates everything in the immediate vicinity. My favorite part is right at the beginning, where you can literally see the shockwaves forming as these soldiers are tossed around the tent like leaves in the middle of a hurricane. Bravo, sir. You've truly captured the essence of what makes Sniper Elite so entertaining. But wait, there's more. In the same video, Adventures with a Beard goes on to blow up a giant fuel stash right as a truck is pulling into the checkpoint. Ah, yeah. Look at it go! Number 3, into the scrap heap. At number 3 is Ludare Gaming with their quad vehicle massacre in Sniper Elite V2. The setting is the first mission in the game, Schoenberg Convoy, in which Carl must stop an armored convoy of vehicles carrying a Nazi rocket scientist who's working on the V2 missile program. Clearly, this is a task that demands utmost efficiency with no room for error, because you likely won't get a second chance. Not to worry though, because Ludare has made the necessary preparations. Just watch as they obliterate the entire convoy with a single shot to this explosive charge. The only place these guys will be going now is the scrap heap. Job well done, soldier. You took out 3 trucks and an APC with 50 cents of lead and a little bit of TNT. You are hereby inducted into the Sniper Elite Explosive Hall of Fame. Number 2, anti-air flare. Alright, for number 2 on our list, we've got a pretty unusual kill. How many times have you used a flare gun to kill a Nazi SS general who's escaping in his prototype jet plane? I didn't think so. So if you haven't, you better pay close attention, because Robert Legase here is about to show us all how it's done. He first takes aim at a predetermined spot on the runway as the wings on the bomber are still unfolding. Bomb has no idea what he's in for. As the engines start spooling up, Robert pops out of cover and fires off his flare at an extremely steep trajectory, and somehow it lands at the perfect spot to call in an artillery barrage that shoots the wings off the plane before it manages to get airborne. We can't even begin to imagine the sort of timing it takes to pull off something like this. Hats off to you, Robert. You've definitely earned your spot on this top 5 list. Not only are you an elite sniper, but you are also an elite artillery commander. Number 1, Bazooka Joe. Okay, so what if you don't have a flare gun but still want to strike an enemy position with artillery? Voss Gaming, the winner of today's compilation, has it all figured out. The backdrop for his masterpiece is Festoon Guernsey, the 5th mission in Sniper Elite 5. Voss is positioned on top of the main farmhouse building with a clear line of sight to the Dolman Observation Tower. The range from here to the tower is about 240 meters, so no big deal with the sniper rifle. But here's the thing, Voss isn't gonna use a sniper rifle. Instead, he's about to take a shot with a Panzerfaust, a tank killer. Voss aims for the moon and lands in the middle of the squad, scoring an immediate double kill. The fact that he was even able to land that rocket anywhere near those guys is a testament to his skill. Nearly a quarter of a kilometer with a Panzerfaust? You, Voss, are an absolute mad lad. You know what? Here, have this round of applause, as well as the top spot for the most insane explosive kill we've ever seen in Sniper Elite. That's a boomstick. Our first clip comes from Donnie Johnny 1, and it starts with a gunfight, not going Johnny's way, as an enemy sniper downs him from a nearby rooftop. Now, Johnny may be down, but he's not out. He's got his skill tree perks well selected, cause he has the perk No Time to Bleed, which allows him to use secondary weapons when you're down. And instead of giving up, he pulls his trench gun with one hand and fires a 41-meter headshot on the enemy sniper, taking them out in a real oh how the tables have turned moment. It's a display of tenacity that proves if you are persistent enough, anything is possible. Keep on fighting, Donnie. Houston, we have liftoff. Next, we have Jay Heel about to show NASA how to do a proper rocket launch. The clip starts with Jay playing peekaboo with a Jaeger who has invaded their game. He is trying to bait the Jaeger out into the open as they take turns peeking their heads out of cover. And then the Jaeger grows impatient and repositions, finding a ladder to climb for high ground. And this gives Jay the perfect opportunity to launch them into space. Systems check, systems are a go. T-minus 3, 2, 1, and liftoff! The invader goes blasting into the air from a launch that will take him to the moon, and who knows, maybe even the stars. Oh, never mind, he's right there. Now, the next player is about to show us another blast-off that even NASA would be jealous of. Syl here has submitted a clip showing them launching a player who invaded their game into the stratosphere. It starts with their location being revealed to the opposing player, so Syl springs into action with the Piat. Instead of waiting for the Jaeger to come and find him, he sprints towards his target and finds a row of bushes to crouch behind. And bam! There's the Jaeger sprinting with enthusiasm, thinking they have the upper hand here. And Syl pops out from behind cover and blasts them with the RPG. And the kill cam is like a magic show, as the blast launches him like a Looney Tune straight into a stone wall. Ouch! The dance to the death. Next, we had Burtonizer. And not only do you get to witness this player overcome their fear, but it also comes down to the very last second. We start with our player left alone against an invader who has already killed their co-op partner. Using Hawker's focus, they stalk the Jaeger with just a minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Charging forward, they spray the Jaeger with their SMG as he climbs some vines. Incapacitating him, he falls from the vines and luckily hits the ground behind some cover. Our player panics for a moment. Instead of finishing off the target, they retreat backwards into the safety of the building, giving the invader a moment to recover. They reposition and recollect themselves, busting out the Sten MK2. Using focus again to track the Jaeger, they decide to bait them by firing at a nearby window. And the bait strategy gives our player the upper hand. Watch now as the Jaeger panics and starts running in circles when all the Jaeger really needs to do here is run down the clock. But they let their guard down, and our player slowly climbs the vines and creeps ever closer as the clock ticks down. How the Jaeger doesn't see Harry on the edge of the wall here is truly astounding, and this mistake signs their death certificate. Because now, our player charges them down with 4 seconds left and delivers a brutal melee stab just as the clock hits 0. What a play! Let's hear what the players have to say.
2, 1. Oh, you got him just in the nick of time! Holy oh. 0 seconds, baby!
Oh my god, that's so cool!
And that right there is why you should play Invasion Mode. If you want to see more episodes of Elite Clips and support the official channel of Rebellion and Sniper Elite, then hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and snipe that notification icon. That way you can stay up to date with all things Sniper Elite. We have a ton of guides, tips, and awesome gameplay from Sniper Elite Resistance that you don't want to miss. Thanks for your support. Now, back to Elite Clips. For the comedy, we still see people in the comments saying they always turn Invasion Mode off because they don't like the idea of someone coming in and messing up their perfect plans. But there's nothing perfect, especially in a combat situation. And not playing Invasion Mode means you are missing out on some really funny moments that happen like this next clip from Mike Defend's Twitch channel. The clip starts with the alarms blaring and shows Mike setting up for what looks like an easy invasion kill. But like we said, sometimes things don't go as planned, much like this grenade toss. The grenade bounces like a ball in a pinball machine and ends up landing right back at his feet. Let's see that again. It explodes at his feet and incapacitates him in a very funny way. And you know what's even crazier? I don't think the other player even knows that this is all happening within 10 feet of them. I mean, Harry Harry just turns around and sneaks away. We don't get to see what happens after this clip ends, but we know that after Mike killed this player, that player got the option to just load the game right before the invasion happened and gets to carry on with their playthrough. See? Not that scary. Eye-popping action. Our next clip from Servy Plays shows our boy Harry Hawker losing one of his best features. This quick clip takes place in Mission 2's Dead Drop map, and our Jaeger has secured the high ground of a castle wall. It's a really perfect setup, and Harry foolishly stands exposed, almost in the middle of the road, completely oblivious to what is about to happen. And bam! The Jaeger's bullet flies over a distance of 150 meters and slams into Harry's face, tragically exploding not one, but both eyes. A very, very hard shot to pull off, but also leaving us kind of sad that Harry has lost those big, beautiful brown eyes of his. Several sticky situations. And finally, we are ending today's Elite clips with 3 hilarious invasion kills from the legend himself, Weed E.T. Man. E.T. seems to enjoy nothing more than slapping his opponents with a sticky grenade and watching them flail about before they explode into tiny little pieces. Hey, E.T., we're genuinely curious. How many invasion kills do you have so far? In fact, we want to ask everyone watching, put your current invasion mode kill count in the comments below. Okay, while you answer our question, let's take a look at these kills. The first clip begins as E.T. patiently finds his perfect angle and prepares to toss. The invader cowers behind cover, unsure what to do when bombs away. As the grenade lands, we see Harry in full panic make a run for it, but no one can escape an explosion going off 5 feet from them. And sure enough, it does the job, tossing Harry into a staircase with the blast and putting another notch on E.T.'s invasion mode belt. Next, this clip starts with the soon-to-be-dead Harry in E.T.'s scope, frantically running around a rooftop. E.T. stays cool as a cucumber, and instead of taking the shot, well, you know what's about to happen. He tosses the explosive and it lands right on Harry's head. Harry runs in circles, but there's nothing he can do as he explodes to smithereens. Really impressive throw, Weed E.T. Man. Ha! Bet you can't do it again. What? No way. He does do it again? Are you kidding me? In this last clip? Okay, let's see. It starts with E.T. flanking his target, setting up for a perfect sticky grenade execution, and sure enough, he wastes no time, doing that trademark lightning fast grenade equip of his, and yep, there it is, right on the head. Ha! Wow, I stand corrected. You did, in fact, do it again. Harry does an Olympic-style 360 flip, vaulting him perfectly over the ledge. I mean, at this point, it's not even starting to feel fair. If you see Weed E.T. Man invade your game, good luck. Think we got enough? Our first clip was submitted by GR Supra, and I have no doubt in my mind that this took some time to set up. Look, Hitler, he deserves what's coming to him here. GR Supra is gonna make sure that the tiny mustachio dictator is never gonna bother us again. I mean, we do look forward to how Rebellion is gonna present the Target Führer mission in the upcoming Sniper Elite Resistance, but what we're looking at here is an execution that Hitler may never come back from. With a serial killer-like planning and focus, our player has Hitler in a compromising position, injured on the floor, writhing in pain, and surrounded with all kinds of explosives. 12 explosives to be exact. So after getting to a safe distance and taking a second to admire their work, Audibub equips a sticky grenade, takes aim, and lets it fly. And then he tosses another one for good measure. Boom, baby! That's the sound of justice! But like in a really dark and scary way. With a massive burn mark on the floor and Hitler's smoldering body just a few inches away, we can say, mission accomplished, soldier. Now, stand down and maybe hand me your weapon, you know, for safety. Testicular terror. Our next dark clip comes straight from Daz action. It picks up in Sniper Elite 4 where we see an enemy scrambling for cover while Daz tracks him through his scope. Unfortunately for this poor SOB, he takes cover just a little too close to an explosive barrel. And Daz never passes up on an opportunity like this, so he adjusts his aim to the barrel, pulls the trigger, and here's where things things go south. Like, literally. Naturally, the bullet ignites the barrel. Unnaturally, the shrapnel from the blast sends jagged shards of metal through the enemy's entire body, but the kill cam focuses on his most delicate of areas. Look, I've heard being in a hot tub for too long can cook your marbles, but what about having them burst into a fiery pile of ash? Yeah, this guy's not having kids for sure. Don't piss off Daz. Bing bong boing ball buster. UU Moon is gonna display two things over the next two clips. One, the franchise of Sniper Elite shines above other shooters because of its incredible bullet physics. And two, never underestimate the SE community's ability to show off those bullet physics with some elaborate nutshots. The point is, it doesn't surprise us that this next clip exists. So, what's UU trying to demonstrate here? Well, it's the most elaborate nutshot we've ever seen in SE history. Just count those ricochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and straight to the gonads. Yeah, that's why we call this clip Bing Bong Boing Balls Bye Bye. And if that wasn't enough pain, UU brought us another clip, the current ricochet record. UU is a sick individual, and by sick we mean insane, and by insane we mean impressive and scary. The clip is from SE4, and it is on Authentic Plus difficulty, and UU has definitely done their research and some serious calculations here. UU pops off a bullet that activates a kill cam which shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ricochets for a kill shot that just barely misses the family jewels. But let's not get distracted and ignore the fact that, ladies and gentlemen, that's an Elite Clips record. Well done, and congrats to UU. And we hope we never see you in a multiplayer match. Now, if you want to learn how to be a cold-blooded Sniper Elite like these players in this episode, consider sniping that subscribe button, because if you don't, UU Moon will come for you! No, not really. But if you are enjoying Elite Clips, let us know by subscribing, liking, and hitting that notification icon. When you do, it ensures that we can continue making these videos and celebrating the Sniper Elite community. Thanks for your support. Now, back to these very scary clips. Sniper Psycho. Okay, what Weed ET Man shows us in the next clip is honestly what started us noticing this disturbing trend of y'all's gameplay clips. Also, it's just kind of amazing and makes me want to boot up SE5 to try it myself. Weed ET Man starts the clip off with a badass action hero-like swagger in front of the chateau of the second mission in SE5. What starts off like an opening scene from a movie quickly turns into a horror fest as we realize our player here is parading through all of the dead Nazis they sniped and then piled their bodies neatly on the bridge. No doubt it's a warning to the Third Reich that Carl is not to be messed with, but it's kind of like watching a sadistic killer fondly admire his work. It's a fine line between the two, and our player here is precariously balancing on that line. No doubt Carl needs to speak with a therapist after some of his missions, but perhaps Weed ET Man should consider that as well. We're just joking. Are we? Yes, we are. Because this is actually really impressive. Stabby McStabberson. 10% here doesn't really struggle with running out of ammo. Their secret? Stab early, stab first, and stab always. Okay, genuinely, y'all need to go to 10%'s channel and watch this whole compilation because we are only showcasing a couple of impressive moments in this insane video. Watching this player prioritize melee kills over everything else, even when it makes more sense to fire their weapon, makes me really wish that Rebellion would make a Ghostface character skin as a reward for this kind of playstyle. In this horror slasher film in the making, what we see is high octane, full speed, insane momentum, and unstoppable violence being demonstrated by this player, and we are genuinely impressed and a bit shaken by it. 10%, we hope you keep slicing and dicing and sending us more clips like these. Boom goes the Panzerfaust. VRB4N1C simply cannot be killed kill. This viewer submitted a video of their multiplayer matches in SE5, and unfortunately, we can't show you all of it, but the clip we're gonna highlight is gonna give you the chills. Hunkering down in a bunker, VR here eyes an opponent who is about to blow them to kingdom come with a Panzerfaust. And then the most incredible reversal of SE Jiu-Jitsu happens. They both pull their triggers and VR strikes the rocket in mid-air, saving their own life and no doubt blowing their opponent's mind. The player follows this up by swinging around the bunker and timing a slide down on their befuddled target to blast them away. It is a truly extraordinary turn of events that we had to highlight here. In fact, let's see that again. Incredible! Boom goes the flying dynamite! If you encounter VRB4N1C in a multiplayer match, you better put that Panzerfaust down and pray that they don't see you. Gone fishing. Our second to last clip of the episode borders on just plain rude. If ClintMan97 did this to me, I'd be throwing my keyboard. It's another SE5 multiplayer match, and Clintman's about to clown on their target. Knowing the maps provides any player a huge advantage, and this is an example of why. Understanding that a supply drop is going to spawn at this location, Clint uses it to his advantage to set a cruel trap. They chuck some TNT over the wall and wait for the perfect moment. Sure enough, supply drop spawns, and then a big old bass bites. Clint fires at the TNT and catches himself an impressive explosive kill. That poor player thought they were gonna get themselves something nice and ended up getting robbed. You can even hear Clint chuckle to himself, amused with his own strat. He then follows it up with another kill just to flex. I mean, we kind of feel bad for the player that almost had their hands on that sweet supply drop. Nah, not really. This is hilarious. Keep the clips coming, Clint man. Out with a bang. And for our last clip of the episode, we're gonna go out with a bang. GR Super, who opened this episode, is now closing it out with another insane collection of explosives. And look, if we ever need a demolition man, we know you are the person to call. What you see before you is the largest collection of explosives we have ever seen piled into one frame of a Sniper Elite game. I mean, the game is barely able to render the amount of mines you have placed here. The moment comes and boom! What? No! Wow, you really did it. You successfully found a way to break the game. An explosion so big, it's straight up black screened. Well, looks like you're gonna have to try this again and send us that clip when this idea works. You don't see this coming. This episode is gonna open with not one, but two insane ricochet shots brought to us by UU Moon. The clip starts with UU eyeing the distance to an enemy sniper on a castle bridge. For some quick context, this is on authentic difficulty. That means there are no helpful indicators giving them those little red diamonds to rely on. Not an easy feat. Most players treat those helpful red diamonds as necessities to play the game. With that in mind, UU is gauging that distance to the target and then turns to look at one of the Merlins on the castle wall. I mean, no way. He's thinking, no way. The kill cam activates? Are you kidding me? The bullet pings off the Merlin, then off the stone floor. It's a bullet screaming as it loses its sense of direction before finding the brain of a Nazi sniper, who is so outclassed that he tips his helmet to UU, chucking it into the air out of sheer respect for such an elite sniper. UU whips the binos out to double check their handiwork as if they can't believe it either. Don't worry, UU, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead for sure. And I thought that was the most insane cracked shot we were gonna get from UU today. Well, check this out. The bounce of all bounces. Before we show you this next clip, we're issuing a challenge for anyone who watches this episode. If you believe you have a better ricochet shot than what UU Moon is about to show you, you absolutely must submit the clip using the link below. We need to see it, because I truly don't believe what you're about to see can be topped. Check it out. Yu is in mission 1, here to torment another German sniper in a far-off sniper tower 214 meters away. Remember, authentic difficulty. After tagging the target for 200 meters, he then slings his rifle around and adjusts for a 100-meter shot? What? He then drops his aim down to a cement ledge of the dam, where 2 white pigeons enjoy the peace and quiet. Little do they know, they're about to have a near miss with the Grim Reaper. Yu squeezes the trigger and the kill cam activates, and if you can't hear me flailing in this voiceover booth as I record this, be assured I am flailing. This is so insane. I cannot believe my own eyes as the bullet pings off the cement ledge, executing the bounce of all bounces, where again, the bullet spins like a top, cutting through the air where it pierces the wooden wall and slams into the German's calf muscle, shattering his tibia and shattering our minds. You are an absolute sniping god. Death from any angle. The next clip, submitted by Deadly Angel 666, is not what it appears to be at first. Again, context is needed. This player is on authentic difficulty as well. If you've ever tried this mode on Sniper Elite, you understand just how insane this shot is. The player is in the rain, with poor visibility and weather conditions, and it's also night, so the bino spot of over 500 meters away is pretty impressive. The player then whips out their sniper rifle with match ammo loaded, the perfect ammo type for a long shot like this. And check this scope choice. It's not a high-powered add-on, and even looking through it, the target is barely visible. They crouch, empty their lung, squeeze the trigger, and the kill cam activates. And remember when I said earlier that this clip is not what it appears to be at first? Yeah, watch what happens. The bullet glides like the angel of death over the map, slamming into the ribs of a soldier in the tower, and then it keeps going, pinging off the tower as the blunted bullet now finds a second soldier, who is clearly befuddled because they did not think that they were meeting the Grim Reaper today. It is an incredible twofer right here, and thank you to Deadly Angel for sharing this gem of a shot, like an action hero. Okay, the next clip is a quick one, but very impressive, because VRB4N1C is something else in SE Resistance's multiplayer mode. The clip starts with our player running just as he spots another player sprinting away. Without hesitation, VR pulls up the rifle, leads the target, and with a cool head pulls the trigger. We watch the player get smacked upside the back of the head with a sniper round, which then ricochets into an explosive nearby. It is some real Rambo stuff that happens in the blink of an eye, but damn, is it cool. If VRB4N1C giving us that action hero moment doesn't make you want to subscribe right now, well, maybe this will. Subscribers are joining the official channel of Rebellion and Sniper Elite, and doing so will keep you up to date with all the advanced tips and tricks, guides, and awesome Resistance gameplay we offer here every day. Also, be sure to hit that like button and snipe that notification icon. It helps us out a ton and ensures we can keep bringing you the videos you love. Thanks for your support. Now, back to this episode of Elite Clips. Mein Jewel! Okay, the next kill we are highlighting is simply to give us all a good laugh. It's not the most impressive shot a player can take, but Servi Plays deserves a shout out for the comedic timing of it all. The clip starts in Lights, Camera, Achtung, the special DLC mission where you get a chance to assassinate Hitler on a film set, and our player is setting up for the infamous nut snipe and securing the Mein Jewel medal. From high ground and an easy 91 meters out, Servi has set themselves up for a brutal kill cam that will show Hitler's one testicle explode. But right before Harry squeezes the trigger, Servi comedically cuts Harry's line of dialogue off at the perfect moment. Check it out.
There he is. One bullet and the war's over. Or I could bide my time. Find a smart...
He stops Harry's thought with a trigger pull as if to say, nah, don't need to bide my time. Chuckling during the kill cam, we are shown the target's one nut evaporate into a red mist while the poor Nazi standing in front of Hitler tries to dodge the blood spray from Hitler's undercarriage. Ugh, gross. Thanks, I think, to Servy Plays for this hilarious, albeit disgusting moment. This is Sniper Elite at its absolute best. And that wraps up this Elite Clips compilation. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and check out the channel for more community highlights, challenges, invasions, long shots, and future Elite Clips episodes. Want a chance to be featured in the next Elite Clips video? Submit your clips using the link below. A big thank you to everyone in the Sniper Elite community who continues to create incredible moments like these. And we'll see you sharpshooters in the next one.